Hey, what is up, fellas? It is Moa here, and today I got actually a really cool video that I think you guys are going to enjoy, especially you people that play more than just Call of Duty or more than just Halo. I'm with the expansion, I guess, and more people playing Infected and Call of Duty, the new Infected game mode. I decided to do a comparison of the Halo Reach Living Dead, which is basically the same thing. That's what this gameplay is. It's on a sword base, versus comparing it versus the Infected game mode in Call of Duty. So I'm just going to go into three things that I think is unique to each game and which I really like in each one, and there'd be completely different ideas. And these are not just the only pros of it, but just the three main ones in my opinion. In this game, I get, I think, 84 kills in Infection, which is absolutely ridiculous if you guys don't know. But I'll start out with Halo. And so the first thing that I like in Halo Reach Living Dead is that there are three people initially infected, and the first point is that they have an advantage, and they have unlimited sprint, whereas if you get infected in the middle of the round and you started out non-infected, then you don't have unlimited sprint. I think this really, levels it out for everyone because, you never want to be infected first. You're going to die a lot more. And in Call of Duty, there is no advantage other than the first kill you get. They change it all the time. Sometimes you get a gun, but there's no real advantage throughout the whole entire game for if you started out infected. But like I said, in Reach, there's unlimited sprint, which in the end is kind of crucial because to get to some places up here, like where these guys and myself are, it's really much more useful to have unlimited sprint. And also, it is just getting around the map easier. And unless you've actually played, if you haven't played Halo Reach Living Dead, you won't really fully understand how annoying it is to have to sprint and then stop, once you're a zombie if you're really close to the person. But it can get very annoying. If Call of Duty implemented this into their game, instead of just having them, once they get a first kill, they're the same as any other zombie, letting them have unlimited sprint, I think that'd be really cool and would definitely make people not leave once they become the first infected or just, sit in the corner waiting for the game to end. And the second thing that Halo does well is that there's limited ammo. In both games, neither Call of Duty or Halo, there is unlimited. That guy just completely failed. But there's no infinite ammo or anything. But in Halo, you can't pick up ammo. You can't pick up off dead enemies or anything. So it kind of makes you want to save your bullets. You can't just go around spraying everyone, then go pick up a scavenger pack like you can in Call of Duty. Which I think it makes the games in the end, when they're a lot of people coming at you, it makes it so you have to, conserve, and you have to actually hit the shots every time. You can't just spray with, like I said, with a pistol or anything like that. In Call of Duty, you see a lot of Moabs when people are using the PP90 and the Striker because they're able to pick up the scavenger packs, giving them a bunch of ammo, and in the end, it basically is like infinite ammo if you know how to play it right, which most of the people do. Now that brings me to the third point, and remember, these are not the only three things that I think that Halo has an advantage over Call of Duty, and then vice versa once I get to it, but these are three main ones I thought of that are really very different between the two. And it is the fact that there are 3 rounds and that the infected people that start off are different in every round. I think that really makes it a lot more fair so that one round you start infected and the next, maybe even the next 2, you don't have to be. In Call of Duty, if you start off infected, it's just a very, very long 5-minute game, unless you get really lucky and you do really well or something. I personally completely suck as infected. I'm terrible at knifing. I'm pretty good at throwing knifing, but knifing's not my thing. But I do like how with 3 rounds, it varies it up, and sometimes you get unlucky in your zombie all 3 times. But other than that, most of the time you get to have a chance as both a zombie and as a living person, I guess. Now on to the 3 things that I think Call of Duty does better than Halo. And the first, it is very ridiculously easy to kill the infected. It can be seen as an advantage or a disadvantage, but for this one I'll give it as an advantage, I guess, because a lot of the times you're not going to start off as infected, but it is so much easier to kill them than in Halo, because in Halo, sometimes when it's not alpha zombies and it's just zombies, the zombies get the evade armor ability, which gets really annoying to try to kill them with shotgun, because one minute they could be right in front of you, then just roll right behind you and get you. and there's really no advantages that Call of Duty infected people have. So it is much easier to get long kill streaks, which it can, well, as I said before, it could go either way, whether you like it or not. But I'll just put that up as an advantage for Call of Duty. The next thing, which I think is one of probably the most important, is that the weapons change for every single different game type. One game you could be using the PP90, next you could be using the FMG9s, next you could be using the Barrett. It really varies up. It might be also because there are so much more weapons in Call of Duty rather than Halo, because in Halo you always have a pistol and a shotgun, unless there's some random different type of game type that I've never encountered that doesn't have it, but from my experiences, you always get those, and it's not like it gets boring or anything, but the variation is really nice in Call of Duty. It's for some game types, the striker is really very advantageous, whereas when you're using something like the Barrett, it can be pretty hard to kill the infected players because there are just so many of them coming. Since it's semi-automatic, it's pretty difficult. On this point, I do want to add that I really hope they somehow make it so that you can pick your own weapon. I'm not sure how fair that would be. Maybe they could you get to choose from like 5 different weapons, because some like between a striker and a PP90, really there's not like one's gonna have a much bigger advantage than the other. So I think if you want to use one or the other, I feel like that choice would be really cool, and it'd be much more creation on your class and stuff like that. You could even pick perks and stuff. I think that would be really awesome if they could input that into the next patch. And last but not least, the last point that Call of Duty has is that there is a bigger lobby, and they have 18 people per game rather than in Halo. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's about 10 or 12 people per lobby. And it's not like there's no action in Halo. Believe me, there's a lot of action, as you can see in this gameplay. But the bigger lobby makes it, more exciting once the tides can turn really quickly. If there are only 4 people infected, they get like a group of 2. Then people start going down fast, and you have to prepare for that kind of situation. And it really, with more people comes more variety in ways like where you can camp and stuff like that. But really, it's more of just something different rather than a pro for Call of Duty. And that wraps up my 3 pros for each game, and you guys are probably wondering which one I prefer. And before I make my, before I tell you guys which one I do prefer, remember I love them both. They're both one of my favorite game types in each game respectively. But I'm going to have to give the edge to Halo Reach. And you can see in the gameplay how much fun I have in it, and how much it's really easy to do pretty well for me. Well, I'm originally a Halo player, so that might be why. But if you like the Call of Duty Infection better, don't hate on me. I love that game. It's probably my favorite game type, and that and Search and Destroy in the Modern Warfare 3. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Just tell me in the comments which one you prefer, or if there's any other game that has this kind of infection game type. I haven't really run into any. Then again, I haven't played every game out there. So yeah, let me know. If you like my videos, just subscribe. I'm gonna be bringing a lot of content, hopefully once a day. I don't see any problem with that in the near future. I don't have anything big coming up. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.